before we get...
Well, guys,
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. And this one features, Chris, two of the more athletic teams in the league. That makes a pretty good setup for us tonight.
Oh, this is the perfect father-son, mother-daughter family game to go to. This is one of those games you'll enjoy and remember your whole life. I mean, the highlights, you'll remember where you were. Something special is going to happen tonight. Trust me.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's Adams and it's center. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Here's Westbrook, and it's Lure with the rebound. In the corner, it's Harris. It's good, the assist this time from Jackson.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
Here's Robertson, guarded by Bradley. Robertson gets the bucket.
Nice job to get to the rack before the D could get any help in the post.
Jackson passes to Bradley. And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Back to Lure. Pistons passing it around. Lock at 6. Jackson kicks to Lure. And here's Bradley from 3. Another 3 for Detroit. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Both free throws good from Westbrook.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Feeds it to Bradley. Shoots the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bradley's got 6 points.
Love seeing the offense run through the big man. Drummond with great vision and terrific feet.
Pass to Patterson. George against Harris. And then George with the jam.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action.
Oh, man, you just have to love how Jackson maintains concentration all the way through. Even with intense defense all over him, he buries these interior shots.
Here's George. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
And that one's good. Drummond.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
The 3 from George. Rebounded by the Pistons. And slam dunk by Harris.
When we get a look at what Harris is capable of, when he gets aggressive and attacks the rim, incredible.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's Jackson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And looking back last season, how about 87% from the line? So that's obviously nothing to sneeze at.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be back with you shortly. And power forward Patrick Patterson getting better.
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused what I am now, as far as being.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
and the kind of guy who his teammates love because they know he's always going to have their back, always going to work hard, and always going to bring it.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Always a good strategy. Get as many people involved as you can early on.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Detroit, they've got Kennard, Anthony Tolliver out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Johnson, and it's Galloway in at the point. Here's Kennard. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Kennard's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Detroit. And Chris, power forwards today shoot a lot more three-pointers. If you played today, I think you'd be incredibly effective in that role. How do you think you'd be in that role?
Oh, yeah, I think that's something I would definitely have fun and relished in. I did shoot threes a couple of seasons in Washington, and was pretty successful at that, but the style of play was just so different then. Big men were asked to stay in the post, and there was a lot more work in the post, a lot more pressure on the big guy to get to the free throw line to wear down the defense. So the whole game was different then. The big man kind of ruled the game. Today it's a point guard's game, and so what's great is I'd have to step out to give the point guard a lot more room to drive, to take a shot blocker away, or because there aren't any shot blockers. And so I definitely would love to hang out in that corner and shoot that easy three, or at the top after a pick and roll and pop right back. That would have been a lot of fun. Plus, it would give you freedom, because when you can shoot that Jimmy like that and you got a nice wet jump shot, it allows that pump fake to work all day. So I would have pump fake a lot from that three-point line and dunked on a lot of people. So that would have been fun to have that freedom as they do today. Just like it's fun watching these young guys let it fly from that three-point line.
Thunder trailing by 10. And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and, you know, when you step on the floor.
There's the screen over to the left wing. Excellent use of the screen that time.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Here's Kristen. Crystal on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his wake.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for George. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Alex Abrinas. Well, Ish Smith is a player who has been around the league a ton for a guy his age and his quality. He's suited up for 10 or so teams already in his career. But see, Webb, you watch him play, and he knows he can make an impact at the point guard position. Just ask his coach, Stan Van Gundy.
Well, think about it. The more teams you're with, the more you get to see different philosophies, different styles, play against different guys. So he's picked up confidence, and he's picked up knowledge across his journey throughout the NBA. I mean, Smith has a good enough mid-range game where you have to respect him. He knows where to look. He knows how to set up teammates, but make no doubt about it, it's Smith's quickness that is his greatest asset.
Patterson can't get it to go. Pistons leading by 9. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Poked away. Christian can't get it to go. And Harris wide open. He shoots. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one. Robertson. And again, Oklahoma City. No good. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny. From the get-go, it was Detroit who came out strong. Amped up and ready off the tip, they immediately went on an 11-4 run. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. Then in quarter number 2, That's it for now as the second half.
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3 spot.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
And one thing this Pistons team has done well the last few years is control the glass. Helps when you have a star like Drummond. But everyone on this team does rebound and box out.
Well, they have to. This team hasn't had really good shooters in a while, so it's so important to this team because this is what they're trying to do. They stumble a lot on the offensive end, and so how do you help offense? How do you hide those ugly numbers? You hit the boards.
Bradley passes to Jackson. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. A different look here for Detroit. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for John Lure, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Bradley. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Cantor, he's checked in for Patrick Patterson. Now the dish to Cantor. Shot from the low block. And it's good off the back rim and in.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Westbrook against Jackson. Westbrook with the steal. And finished off by Westbrook.
And I love the confidence and energy Westbrook plays with. Just an excellent scorer once he gets good position inside.
Kicks it to Galloway. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Galloway has got 5 points so far.
Well, Langston Galloway, the undrafted guard out of St. Joseph's. Now, look, he flew under the radar on draft day, but has proven that he could be a rotation player in the NBA. Just a natural scorer at the point guard position.
Jackson against Westbrook. Jackson kicks to Harris. Tolliver for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. He has 5.
And it's not difficult to see the potential that Harris has. I mean, he's a guy that can do just about everything out there on the floor.
The 3 from George. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple. And with Galloway, he can run an offense, but his main draw is his shooting and his ability, Chris, to create scoring chances. Very hard to contain at times.
And you like having that scoring punch he brings off the bench. Decent shooter from deep who can stretch a defense. Not really an efficient scorer, but he looks to act as a catalyst.
Marjanovic checked in for Detroit. Johnson comes in for Harris. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Abrinas is checked in. Shot clock at 6. Here's Johnson. It's hauled in by Adams. Thunder trailing by 5. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Picked him clean. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Galloway. Makes it off the glass. Galloway has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
George, that's a 2-pointer. Again, Oklahoma City.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
Here's Jackson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. This is his second trip to the line in this one, and he makes the first. Both free throws good from Jackson. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. With 1 on the clock, it's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Enes Kanter. And we've reached the end of the third. The Pistons on top, up 5. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
You're going to have to help and close, not just stand.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Here's Smith. Smith and Bradley are together in the backcourt. John Lure is out there with Johnson. And it's Marjanovic in at the 5. That's the group for Detroit right now. The kick out to Westbrook. The 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. And that'll be his third foul so far. Kennard, he's checked in for Johnson. Westbrook against Smith. The pass to Lure. There's a good screen. He dishes it to Bradley. Shot clock at 5. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Oh, he took it right at him. Nice finish by Bradley.
Westbrook kicks to Cantor. And it's Lure with the rebound.
Oh, I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
Bradley, no one around him. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And now it's a 9-point Detroit lead. Here's Grant. That one's not going to go. And the Pistons now going the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Bradley can't get it to go. Oklahoma City working against the clock now. Cantor dishes to Patterson. The rebound by Marjanovic.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
There's a screen. And Smith gets double-teamed. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Detroit making a switch here. Drummond's checked in. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Roberson, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. 1:24 left in the game. 4 on the clock. And Bradley gets it to go.
Oh, brave in the paint, Bradley gets it done.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 11. 1:19 left to play in the final quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Avery Bradley.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Harris is checked in for Kennard, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Smith.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy pass.
Pistons leading by 11.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Pistons.
We got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Bucket after bucket. They were really in attack mode all game long.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Avery Bradley.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And Lure kicks to Drummond. Back to Lure. Basket good. And the Pistons lead by 14.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Galloway with the bucket.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
Bradley passes to Galloway. Got a piece of it. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved it.